So we're at the hospital. We just got checked in and we're waiting now for one of your appointments. Look how cute it is. So we're waiting on cardiology. That's the appointment we're doing right now. There's a couple of them today. I'm probably not even speaking loud enough for you to be able to understand me or hear me, but anyways, we're gonna watch SpongeBob and wait, and then I'll try to take as clips as I can. So cardiology. Okay, so we're already done with EKG and he's taking all these little sticker things off, and then we're gonna go to echo. Okay, we are back in the room and we are waiting to see the doctor now. The lady that done his echo did say that she was having a hard time seeing his PA, his pulmonary arteries, which is the, arteries that in tetralogy of flow would be abnormal. So waiting to hear an update on that. All right, we're waiting on our ride back, and then I will update you guys and let you know what they said, if you can even hear me. Okay guys, so we are back. I know you can hear the vent in here, but it's to try to keep out some of the outside noises. So we just got back and I've had a chance to sit down with my husband and talk to him and stuff about what we found out. I don't have definite answers yet, but considering everything that's going on with Braden's heart, it is functioning great. There is some things going on that we're going to have to address, but that's a different video because I'm still kind of learning and trying to, kind of do with that. But his stuff did come back good. His EKG looked good. His echo looked good. I did talk about how she had a hard time, finding those and stuff. And they want to do an MRI so that they could see it better. They said that the, my gosh, I just my brain is just not braining today. The echo that they done is good, but it doesn't show enough, and that they really want to be able to see it better, see his heart better, so they can see how it's functioning and really get in there and look and stuff. They also want to do the MRI because that helps, but they're afraid that because of his rods and stuff that's going to show up on the MRI because it's right behind his heart. So they're debating on if there's another way to go about that or not. So I'm waiting to hear back about that. When we're wanting to do that, I will find out about that when we go to Charlotte, because these hospitals are under the same healthcare system now, so they can communicate to each other. So I will be finding out more about that and letting you guys know when I know something, what exactly the next step is, because there are some procedures and treatments and things like that that are coming up. So another thing is I was going to do a quick Q&A. I did drop that in my community post, but only one person so far has commented on it, and it's been several hours. That was yesterday sometime or something, and I don't really expect to get a whole lot of interaction with that. And the question was what is next and what state. So we live in North Carolina. We primarily stay within North Carolina, traveling several hours, but we do usually stay within North Carolina. So that's kind of where his care is. And then what's next, I don't know. So we're out here, we're doing the test, we're going to Charlotte, we're doing the test, we're doing it's heart related right now is what we're focusing on. They want to do the exercise, the cardiopulmonary exercise test. They want to do that. They want to do genetics. They want to test for pretty much everything. He was tested when he was younger, but everything has kind of come so much better now, like come a long way. They're wanting to basically test every inch of his DNA and see if they can find anything. One thing that we did find out, my son, Jackson, my middle son, was hurt on the playground a few weeks ago while he was at summer camp, and he ended up having to have a CT scan just to make sure, because it was a fall. And so they did find that one of his vertebrae has a deformity in it, and that just kind of led me to think, we didn't know anything about that. What if there's something else underlying with those children that Braden has, or what if it's underlying with all three of them and we don't know? So whatever Braden gets tested for, we may actually test for the other kids, especially like if it comes back for him, we will test the other kids too, just to make sure that we're not missing anything. A lot of things are genetic, a lot of things aren't. A lot of things, it could be anything, and they could be totally separate, or they could be related. They could have like some of the same things that we just don't know. So we are going to do that. He has a GI appointment. This one I'm going to touch on lightly because Braden's embarrassed about some issues that he has had going on, primarily pretty much since he had rod placement. So I'm not really sure if that's pinching a nerve somewhere, but he does tend to get sick and have some other issues with his GI and eating and stuff like that. So we're going to get that checked out as well. That's next. And then, I don't know why I did that, but let me think. He has to have a hernia checkup because he had hernia surgery in October of last year. November's when he had his rod surgery, at the end of November, for the second time. So he has to have like a checkup just to make sure that everything's still looking good there. GI, hernia, cardiology. He is going to see cardiology again, the one in Charlotte. That's to do some of the procedures, so it's not really like a primary cardiology. Today was a primary cardiology type thing. Like a yearly thing. They're separate. It's weird because there's so many of them, but it's hard to keep track of. We did find out that one of the cardiologists that we were seeing, I did mention that he left, but he also was not necessarily who we should have been seeing. Who knows? Who knew? So there's that. Also found out that same doctor done a procedure about a year ago, and was supposed to be a stent procedure in Braden's heart, but he wasn't able to place it, he said, because of some scar tissue. But in his charts, in his insurance bill, everything, he did put that he did the stent. So everybody was confused about that, thinking that he had already had it and just kind of looking at him as he had it. And obviously he has not. So yeah, there's that. They ended up putting in a balloon to try to spread it out a little bit, but I don't even think that was super successful because of the scar tissue. So we did find that out. Yeah, it's been a day, and there's still lots of appointments coming up, and I feel like I'm really missing something. Oh, pulmonology they're going to do because one of Braden's lungs is much smaller than the other one, and they're going to look into that and stuff, plus pulmonology. I don't know if, like, pulmonology is for the lungs, right? But his pulmonary artery in his heart is kind of like what's messed up, and it sends, blood obviously to the lungs. But they're going to look into that and see. We're going to do that too. So we've got a lot coming up over the next several weeks we're trying to get done with, so that when school starts he doesn't have to miss anymore, and hopefully there'll be some summer left for him to enjoy. And anything and everything that I find out, I'll let you guys know. Please keep all of us in your prayers, especially Braden. It's really hard and scary and confusing for him right now, as well as the rest of us. We're finding out things that we had absolutely no idea about. Finding out like about the doctor is terrifying, that we didn't even know we really shouldn't be seeing him, because he wasn't an overall cardiologist. I mean, he's a cardiologist, but he's supposed to just do stents, not diagnosis and like primary cardiology care and stuff, and we have no idea. So it's just like, so this journey is very frustrating and hard. And there was one thing I'd like to also ask, is that you guys keep in mind of the children that are here and that are at the hospital and stuff. We see a lot of kids, and it's hard sometimes to keep in perspective, you know, how good your life is, and even though sometimes we get down and out about my son and all the stuff that he has to have, there are kids that are having it much, much worse, and I see that, and it really just opens your eyes, you know. And so please remember all of them, every child that is going through something right now, and every child's family that's having to go through that right now. It's the hardest place to be in when you're making a decision for your child that can literally change their life in a good or bad way, and their entire life. It could affect them when they're 60 years old, it could affect them when they're 30, it could affect them right now. So it's really just a hard place to be in. So please remember all of us, and we'll see you in the next one.